Good day, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Fabi, and welcome to Arrows DIY. On this channel, I like to do high-end dupes, Dollar Tree DIYs, as well as thrift flips. Today I'm going to be showing you this sign I made. It could be used for your porch or for your house, but I would like to make a double-sided sign. I only made one sign today, one side of the sign today, and I hope you enjoy. So let's get started. At the Dollar Tree, I picked up some of these Halloween signs, and they're the largest that they had at my store. I went ahead and I took off all of that paper that they had on top. It was really simple to rip off. I think they actually want you to take this off. And then I used this spatula. I think it's called a bench scraper. It's used for baking, but I just use it for my DIYs. You could also use that Cricut tool to scratch it off, but this is so handy. Now, this is part of the Hispanic Heritage Month, and it's hosted by Danielita AF, the Crafty Mixologist. Now, check out her channel. I'll leave her link in the description below. But all of us ladies came together to celebrate our Spanish heritage. I will be sure to leave the links for all these ladies and the playlist link in the description box below. I'll also put the link in my comments section, so be sure to click that link right after this video. So now I go ahead and I take off all of the twine handles, all of the extras, just to have these nice and bare for our project. So as you can see, I put two of the signs next to each other, and now I'm going to take the ugliest sign, the most difficult one to strip of all of the paper, and I'm going to put some E6000 on the ugly side. I'm also going to put hot glue on the spots where I didn't put that E6000. Now, as you can see, it's a very large piece, so I recommend putting a lot of hot glue on one end, and then we're going to go in with the hot glue and just kind of put it in that little section on the other side of the board, and then we're going to put it right in the center of these two boards, that way connecting these two rectangular boards. So now I put the boards side to side, and that way I made sure that when I was lining up that second board, it was right at the same point as the first board we put together. That way, when we attach that middle board, it's nice and paired up. It matches perfectly with the center board of the other board we attached previously. Now, another handy trick that I used in this DIY was that I took a ruler and I actually used that to help the center of the board adhere better. That way it creates tension to keep that nice and shut as it dries. And I also just clamp it down with some of these clamps from the Dollar Tree. Now I'm going to take some of these wooden sticks, the tongue depressor sticks, just the popsicle sticks that are wider. Now I got these, actually my husband got these by mistake for me, but I'm just going to use them for this DIY. And as you can see, I'm just cutting off the rounded edges, and I'm just going to adhere that with E6000 and hot glue on different points. Now I'm using the ruler here just to help me paint this middle section all white. Once the entire thing was painted and dried, I went ahead and I took these wooden house pieces, this house plaque as Dollar Tree calls it, and I was so happy to find these at Dollar Tree. It was like seeing a unicorn, because my Dollar Tree never has anything good. So I went ahead and I sanded off that rough edge at the bottom, and now I'm going to use some of the antique wax from Folk Art Home Decor. And this is in the color antique wax. I said that already, didn't I? Yes, in case you didn't hear it the first time. Now I'm just going to stain these. Now don't worry about the mess around, because we're going to use some of this paper for the corners. So as you already know, if you're new to my channel, hello, I'm Fatty, and I love scrapbooking paper because this is my favorite pack, I think, of scrapbooking paper. It's called Modern Farmhouse, and I got it at Michael's, and it's amazing. I got it on sale because you already know everything I do is on a budget. So I ended up picking this scrapbooking paper, and it's so pretty. It's like mosaic and tiled, and I think it really reflects some of that heritage. Now, my family is from Dominican Republic. My father's side is Argentinian, but I get everything from my mama. So I want to say I'm more Dominican than Argentinian. However, I definitely look more Argentinian. Now, Dominican Republic is a wonderful place if you've never been. And I've been there a couple times. When I was younger, I went with my mother and we visited our family. My grandfather had a huge house. He had a mansion there with a wonderful finca in the back. He grew his own produce. He had life there is very different from here. Over there, the wealthy people have servants that cook all the meals and clean the houses. And my grandfather took care of a lot of people around the neighborhood. So the sense of hospitality is very, very, very true to our culture, which is why I made this DIY today. When I think of Dominican Republic, my family, I think of just a sense of hospitality. I mean, they're very generous. They're always thinking of ways to help each other. It's a community. It's a sense of community over there. Everyone always jokes around and says, vecina, vecina, which means neighbor. Because literally your neighbors are like your family. There's a whole unit over there in the everyone knows your business. Everyone is in each other's business. And it might sound kind of intrusive, but really it is how the culture shows love. So this DIY here is very inspired by my family. Now I do have some family members that are not as wealthy as others. My grandfather, my mother's father, he was wealthy, so that's why I picked that mosaic tile, because it reminded me of his mansion. He has this beautiful marble inside of his home, and then he has this wonderful tropical garden in the back with mango trees, and he has sweet potato, plantains, all those things in his backyard. And what he would do is he always would give the surplus, the excess, he would always give it to the neighbors. So he was very well loved. He passed away about 3 years ago, and I still have the fondest memories of him. And my mother's actually named after him, so it's just a nice commemoration. I'll think about him for sure with this sign in my home. So back to the DIY. Sorry about that. Got kind of emotional there. But now I'm just taking these little plaques, and as you can see, I'm just using this scrapbooking paper. I traced them and I Mod Podged them, just like you saw me do the corners of this sign. Now, I'm using these letters from the poster stickers, and I'm just going to line them up right on top of these houses to spell out me and tú. Now, I want to say why I picked those wooden slats in the middle of the popsicle sticks, because those symbolize the slums that are right next to the rich areas. When you go to Dominican Republic, whether it's Punta Cana, Puerto Plata, wherever you go, you always think of these pristine beaches and these wonderful resorts, which is really what brings most of the money into the island today. However, you never think about the people that make the country, the people that work at the resorts, these people that bring the culture to life, the artisans who make those things they sell at the booths by those hotels. Those people live in the slums right next door. And it's amazing to me how you can drive. I don't recommend anyone driving outside of the resorts because it is not safe if you don't know who you are with. I mean, I wouldn't even trust the taxi drivers because really there is a big thing about scamming tourists. So stay on the resorts. I'm not telling you to go there unless you have family there. And you know, all I'm saying is that when I went recently with my husband, we were driving with a trusted person. We were driving, and it's amazing to me how you could go from some scenario, a scenery that's so beautiful, so, you know, like a hotel, beautiful, beautiful, and then you keep driving on the same road, and at the end of the road, you're in the slums, and it's very, like the houses have tin roofs, and they're made out of very simple materials, concrete floors. This is like the normal life, you know what I mean? I've been to them because I visited family with my mother, and my mother is very big on knowing your history, knowing where you came from, never forgetting where you came from, and to appreciate your history. So thank you, Mom, for being amazing. So that's what these wooden slats represent to me. In the center of this, they represent to me that craftiness of the people, where they regardless of their situation, they still party, they still come together with food, they're still hospitable. So that's what it represents to me, the mix of the mansion and the beauty at the top of the board. In the middle is the people that hold up and reinforce the culture. So yeah, now I'm taking these florals from the Dollar Tree, and I'm gonna wrap them in this nautical rope. Now once I do that, I cut it off. I also added that rub-on transfer. I completely recommend it. It's one of my favorite. Not all of the Dollar Tree decals, the rub-on transfers, not all of them behave as well as this one, but I really recommend this one. So basically, this represents to me mi casa, tu casa, which means my home, your home. You're always welcome here, and that is very true to my culture. So I'm gonna go ahead and use this twine now just to hang it. I thought I was gonna hang it off the top, but I do wanna make this sign reversible with the seasons. So I do tie that. I wanted to attach to the top or to the back of it, like hot glue it and have it hanging off the top, but I changed my mind later, which you'll see. I wanted to hang it off right there, but I changed my mind later. So I take this pack, I think they're called hook and something. I always forget what this is called. Velcro. There you go. I call it Velcro. These Velcro squares, and I attach it like that. I recommend using hot glue because this did fall down later, and I had to reinforce it with hot glue. So I would recommend, don't just stick the flowers onto there. Use some hot glue. I used Gorilla hot glue, and I strongly recommend it. I also took some florals there that I had on hand, and this ribbon I got from the Dollar Tree. I made a double knot. With this ribbon from the Dollar Tree, I made a double bow, meaning I just literally made 2 bows and stuck one on top of the other. And there you go. You gotta let me know what you think about this DIY. Let me know in the comments below what you thought about this DIY. Which element was your favorite? And if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. And if you want to see more of what I make in this house, subscribe. If you want, you could always buy me a coffee at this website right here. And I actually use that money to buy craft supplies. And as you guys always know, it is time to say goodbye. And I appreciate every single one of you. Thank you so much for watching and being great. Great, great, great. Leave a comment down below. That always makes my day. And stay safe, friends. Until next time. Bye.